Oh, hello! Hello, my little starfish. How are you today? Well, I just had a wonderful day. How was your splash in the water? Mine was a little cold. I heard it's fairy tale day. Oh, I just love fairy tales. My daddy used to tell me and my sisters all kinds of stories. Oh, we could just listen for hours and hours. What's your favorite story? That's mine too. Me and Eric go to the library all the time. And I just love reading enchanting stories. Don't you? Oh, my little guppies, I had such a splash with you today. I hope I see you all real soon.
The Guinness World Record book that's the heaviest weighs over 3,000 pounds. Hello, friends.
Oh, hi!
Aladdin, what were you doing just now?
I was looking at whatever these lovely flowers are. I've never seen anything like that.
Oh no, there's so many new wonderful things here that we don't have at Agrabah. Right now we're at Storybook Castle and we're going to read a story.
I know, it's Fairy Tale Day for Riverside Regional Library, right?
Yes, it is.
Oh, that's
and we're
wonderful.
so very excited to read a story with you.
Now, oh, I'm sorry, dear. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I didn't know how to read before I met Jasmine. She was very kind to teach me. They didn't really teach us that on the streets of Agrabah, so thank you for teaching me how to read.
Of course, I love reading, and I'm so excited that we get to share reading with you now, friends.
Yes! Now, we're going to be reading a wonderful story, and I'm going to try and hold it up here so you can see this.
Ooh.
All right.
You got it?
Yes, there we go.
All right, I shall read then. All right, it was very hot in Agrabah. In fact, it was the 10th hot day in a row, and I was sick of it. I really was. Wouldn't it be nice to go somewhere different and new? Somewhere cool? The princess asked her pet tiger, Raja. Just then, Aladdin, you, and his monkey, Abu, flew toward me on my balcony on Aladdin's magic carpet. They overheard the princess talking. Oh, Raja, I wish I could travel to another world, said Jasmine, me. A world with snow. Aladdin decided to go to the genie for help. The princess is unhappy, Genie, he said. Oh, you're so sweet, Aladdin. Isn't there any way you can make it snow here? I think that would make her feel a lot better. I'm on the job, Al, said Genie. With a poof, a puff, and a ta-da, I'll bring snow to Agrabah.
I don't think we'd ever seen snow before that.
I've never seen snow before this. I'm so very happy that you asked the genie to do that. That was so sweet of you. When Jasmine woke up the next morning, she could not believe her eyes. Agrabah was a winter wonderland. Glistening snow covered the city. Do you remember that, Aladdin?
I do.
It was
How could I forget?
It was so amazing. It was actually cool outside. And I went into my palace and found a jacket. Suddenly, Aladdin, Abu, and the genie appeared. Do you like my surprise? Aladdin said. I asked the genie to cover Agrabah in snow for that day. Oh, it's wonderful, I cried. The city is like a whole new world. It's such a nice break from the heat. Told you she'd like it, Al, said the genie so proudly. You were right, Genie, Aladdin said. He turned to Jasmine. Want to go for a ride? And of course I did. I jumped onto the magic carpet, and I was ready for a snowy adventure. Welcome aboard the SS Snowbound, said the genie. We hope you enjoy your trip. First, they went to the snow-covered pyramids. Aladdin and Jasmine decided to go sledding. Woohoo!
It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. Aladdin had so much fun that day. I couldn't get him to get back into the castle.
It was like sand, but cold. I didn't understand.
It's very interesting. And it's so amazing that you get to experience snow so often. We have to experience a lot of sand all of the time.
It's everywhere. We have to get used to it.
I get it in my shoes. Aladdin yelled as they sped down the side of the tallest pyramid. Hey kids, look out! Shouted the genie. A lean, mean skiing machine is about to pass you. Wow, it's a lot of rhyming. a lean, mean skiing machine to pass you. Then he whizzed by on skis. More rhymes. Next, Jasmine and Aladdin built a castle out of snow. A few minutes later, the genie and the princess, me, began to whisper to one another. Oh, I think I remember. All of a sudden, they started throwing snowballs at Aladdin.
I remember that.
I remember. And heads up, Abu, Aladdin warned as he began throwing snowballs back. Oh, Jasmine exclaimed, as some snow got on my neck. And I laughed in delight as the next snowball hit Aladdin right on the elbow.
It got me good. What can I say?
At first, Abu hopped onto Aladdin's head, but then he saw how much fun everyone was having and began to throw some tiny snowballs of his own. He even hit the genie on the nose.
That was funny. Genie didn't know what to do.
A little later, Aladdin and Abu built a giant snowman. If I didn't know any better, I'd say that was a genie, the genie said. A handsome guy, but he'd look better in blue. I do like blue as well. Nearby, Jasmine flopped onto the ground and began to make a snow angel. I do very much enjoy snow angels.
That was the loveliest.
I enjoy making snow angels with you, Aladdin.
I'm used to sand angels, so snow angel was a nice change.
So nearby, when I got up, I noticed that I was getting cold. Brr, I said, I almost wish to hear, the heat of the desert again. Well, the sun is starting to set, Aladdin said. Maybe we should go back. So then we hopped on the magic carpet and flew back to the palace. Hey, princess, the genie said when they landed. This ought to warm you up. In the blink of an eye, he'd made a fire.
Wow. Genie's so handy to have around.
He is. He's wonderful. What a splendid day, I exclaimed, as I and Aladdin sat by the fire. It was just what I needed. Thank you so much. Anything to make you happy, Aladdin replied.
I mean, anything to make you happy.
Oh. Everyone enjoyed a few more minutes by the fire. Their wonderful snowy day had come to an end. And that's the end of our story.
I love that. That was so much fun.
It's such a wonderful memory. And now it's snowing again here at Storybook Castle, so it's amazing to see the snow with you again, Aladdin.
Yes, I'm going to have a lot of fun, and I promise I won't throw any snowballs at you this time.
Thank you. I appreciate it. No!
Okay, maybe a little. Do you guys like playing in the snow?
Oh, that's so wonderful to hear.
No. What do you build? We built a snowman. What else do we build?
I like making snow castles.
Yes. What do you guys build? Tell us.
Oh,
that's awesome.
I love that. We should try that sometime.
Yes. I'm sure Abu would love that, wouldn't he?
Yes, Abu loves making things in the snow.
Yes. Now, one thing I will have to say, I don't like the cold. I think I like warm a little better.
I do love the warmth of Agrabah. It is my home, but sometimes, every now and then, I really do get too hot, and I love visiting Storybook Castle when it snows here because it's just so wonderful.
That's true. What do you like? Do you like it hot outside or cold?
That's a hard choice.
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I like warm and you like cold.
Yeah.
So we're a little different, but
Just a little
opposites
different.
attract.
Yes. It doesn't matter where you come from or what you like. We can all get along and be friends.
Yeah.
In 1857, there was actually a horse-drawn carriage that was a mobile library for the people in rural England. It distributed books of knowledge all throughout the countryside. Isn't that amazing? Did you know that the oldest library in the world was established in 565 AD? It still exists in a monastery at the foot of Mount Sinai in Egypt. The word library comes from the Latin liber, which actually means the inner bark of trees. Hello there, my little ducklings. I hope you've all been staying warm and snugly on your adventures in the snow. Well, anyhow, I have heard that you are going to be enjoying Fairy Tale Day at the Riverside Regional Library. That's so fantastic. If I had a whole library full of books while I was in my tower, I never would have been bored. But maybe I wouldn't have gotten as much painting done as I did. I just love reading so much. Could you tell me, I know you told Ariel a little while ago your favorite story, but could you tell me yours? Well, my favorite is one I'm going to share with you today. It reminds me so much of my Eugene. It is called Robin Hood, Prince of Outlaws. I think you're really going to like it. Long ago in Sherwood Forest, there lived two outlaws. Their names were Robin Hood and Little John. They were smart and fast and the best archers in the land. Prince John wanted them arrested, and they sent a posse after them, but they escaped. With their many disguises and skills, they stole his gold, jewels, and once even his royal robe. That's so silly. The folks in Nottingham thought of the outlaws as heroes. When the sheriff came to collect high taxes, Robin never failed to replenish the coins in the villagers' pockets. Once the sheriff even took a bunny's birthday money, leaving the large rabbit family penniless. When Robin Hood arrived, disguised as a blind beggar, he gave little Skippy his bow and arrow and his hat to make up for the lost present. The bunnies were delighted, and Mother Rabbit thanked him as he put a bag of gold in her hand. I figure you want to see the pictures. I didn't draw them myself, but I have drawn several like this. There's Robin Hood and Little John, and there's Robin Hood and Skippy. You risk so much to keep our hopes alive. Bless you, she called after him. As Robin returned to his hideout, the beautiful Maid Marian was dreaming of her childhood sweetheart. Staring at Robin Hood's wanted poster, she confided in her best friend, Lady Cluck. Surely he must know how much I still love him, she sighed. With a smile, Clucky assured her that they would be together very soon. Meanwhile, Robin was thinking of Maid Marian as well. I love her, Johnny, he confessed. Little John was not surprised. Just marry the girl, he advised. But Robin shook his head hopelessly. What have I got to offer her, he said. I'm an outlaw. What kind of a future is that? Just then, Friar Tuck appeared. Overhearing the conversation, he became indignant. Oh, for heaven's sake, son, he exclaimed. You're no outlaw. Someday you'll be a great hero. Robin Hood and Little John laughed at the thought as Friar Tuck told them about an archery tournament. Maid Marian had promised a kiss to the winner. Robin's eyes gleamed. He would win this contest blindfolded. In his greatest disguise yet, Robin entered the tournament with a wink at his love. I wish you luck, Maid Marian told him. Then she whispered, with all of my heart. Unknowingly, Robin had fallen right into a trap set by Prince John. As he won the contest, the false king unmasked him, arrested him, and sentenced him to death. Oh no. Please no, Maid Marian pleaded with Prince John. Confessing her love, she begged for Robin's life to be spared. Let me show the pictures again because I just love illustrations. Marian, my darling, Robin declared. I love you more than life itself. The prince refused to listen, but Little John would not let Robin down. With a knife pressed to Prince John's back, he forced the tyrant to release his friend. As the crowd cheered, Robin and Maid Marian embraced. But it wasn't long before the sheriff of Nottingham figured out what was happening. Quickly, Little John threw his sword toward Robin while fending off soldiers. The archer swept Maid Marian off of her feet and asked her to marry him. Darling, I thought you'd never ask, she answered happily. Even Lady Cluck joined in the fight against the soldiers, and they all escaped into Sherwood Forest. Together again, Maid Marian and Robin Hood kissed in the romance of a night filled with fireflies. Offering a ring made of flowers, Robin pledged his love to her, and the two walked back to camp hand in hand. Their merriment did not last long, however. Prince John was angry about being humiliated. Tripling the taxes, he ordered the sheriff to arrest all who could not pay. Sadly, the prison filled quickly. Even Friar Tuck was arrested. Robin Hood and Little John decided it was time to stage a jailbreak. They knew the sheriff would be on high alert, but Robin was a master of disguise. In no time, he had fooled the guards and lulled the sheriff to sleep, stealing his keys. As Little John released the prisoners, Robin crept into Prince John's bedroom and removed every last bag of gold. Soon after, the rightful King Richard returned and sent Prince John and his servants to prison. As the friends all gathered to celebrate the joyful wedding of Robin Hood and Maid Marian, Nottingham was a happy, peaceful town once again. Oh, isn't that just a lovely story? I hope that you all enjoyed it very much, almost as much as I did. I hope you all have a magical day, just the best day ever. before collections of books were called libraries, they were actually called book hoards, which reminds me of a dragon's hoard of gold. And that's just what books are, gold. The youngest person to ever publish a book was named Dorothy Straight. She was only 4 years and 3 months old. Doesn't that just make you think that you could publish a book?
Bonjour, everyone. My name is Belle, and thank you for being our guest today here at Storybook Kingdom. Or wherever you are. You could be anywhere in books. You can go and observe the stars, or on the moon, or you can learn about music, flowers, your favorite flowers, in fact. Oh, you can learn to preserve flowers, cooking, cleaning, space, architecture. I can't even pick my favorite thing to learn about. Oh, there's just so many wonderful subjects. I just love books. I have the biggest library. Beast, I know him as Adam. He gave me the most wonderful set of books. It's a huge library. Oh, it goes on for days. And you have to I have to get on a ladder to get to the top shelf. Books are so incredibly important. And not only do they teach us things, but they can take us on amazing, wondrous adventures if you just let them. And libraries, no matter how big or small, hold one very important thing: knowledge. And as you know, knowledge is the true power. And so today, I encourage you to find your local library and wield all the power it may grant you.
Did you know that there are actually more public libraries than McDonald's restaurants in America? It's very important to eat to feed your body, but it's even more important to read to feed your mind. Even our presidents love to read. In fact, President Theodore Roosevelt was said to have read one book every day. I wonder if Belle has read one book every day. I wonder if you have. Do you think you've read one book every day? Did you know that in different libraries around the world, you can actually check out people? Now, I know that might sound a little weird, but you don't take them home. You can take them off to the side and listen to every person's individual story. Each person on Earth has their own story to share. Every single one is very important. Have you ever heard a story from one of your family members that you'd like to share?
A dream is a wish your heart makes when you're fast asleep. In dreams you will lose your heartaches. Whatever you wish for, you keep. Have faith in your dreams, and someday your rainbow will come smiling through.
Oh, hello everybody. Are you all having a great day today? I heard that it's Fairy Tale Week, and I'm so excited to be here with all of you. I just stopped by the library and picked up one of my favorite books. Would you like to read with me today? Okay, let's get started. This story is one of my absolute favorites. It's called Opening Night. It was opening night at the Royal Theatre, and I was so excited to see the show. As the curtain went up, a star stepped onto the stage. I smiled. I knew the performer. It was Corinne, a singer I had met long before I became a princess. Years before, my stepmother, Lady Tremaine, had hosted a gathering at her chateau where girls could learn how to play an instrument and take singing lessons. Do any of you like to sing? I absolutely adore singing as well. Lessons sounded boring to Lady Tremaine's 2 daughters, Drusilla and Anastasia, but I thought it was a wonderful idea. I'd love to come, she said. Lady Tremaine narrowed her eyes. Why, Cinderella, do you really have that much free time? Well, I just meant you have far too many chores to do, my stepmother continued. The next day, lessons began. Cinderella slipped away from her chores just to peek in.
One girl, standing off to the side, caught my attention. She had the sweetest voice I had ever heard. Her name was Corinne. Anastasia and Drusilla were immediately jealous of Corinne's talent. "You're not special," hissed Drusilla. "Your voice is so quiet and no one can even hear you." "Which is a good thing since you sound like a goose," mocks Anastasia. That wasn't very nice, was it? Later that evening, Lady Tremaine said, "Anastasia, you must do something about your flute playing. Work harder, dear." "It's not my fault," replied Anastasia. "I always play the right notes, but my flute always plays something else. I think it's broken." "I see," said Lady Tremaine. "I'll have Cinderella pick you up a new one." But at the music shop the next morning, the shopkeeper couldn't find anything wrong with Anastasia's flute. "Even so, Anastasia wants a new one," I explained. The man handed Cinderella a new flute and asked that she play and do with the old one. "I don't think anyone will mind if I keep it," I answered. I had hoped to learn how to play the flute. I wanted to make music for all of my animal friends. Do you guys have any special animal friends? My personal favorites are the birds. I love singing with them. On my way home, I saw Corinne. "You sing beautifully," I said. "Do you really think so?" asked Corinne. "Anastasia said I sounded like a goose." "That's not true," I exclaimed. "Your voice is as sweet as a songbird's." I have an idea. It was time for Corinne to see for herself just how good she was. First, I had Corinne sing for the shopkeeper at the music store. Corinne, feeling a little shy, sang softly for him. "Charming," said the shopkeeper. The two friends then went to the bakery. This time, Corinne sang more confidently. The baker clapped, sending up clouds of flour dust. At the performery, Corinne's voice was as strong and full of energy. "Superb, coup de patron. You are so very talented." Corinne was so delighted. At the next lesson, Lady Tremaine announced that Madame Devoe, a famous opera singer, would be coming the next day. She'd be selecting one student to sing with her. It was a chance of a lifetime. "I'll be right by your side for the audition," I told Corinne. "Just be yourself. Remember, your voice is as sweet as a songbird's." "Thank you," said Corinne. "You know, I really do think I have a chance." That night, I was practicing the flute. My two stepsisters and Lady Tremaine barged into my room. "That's my flute," shouted Anastasia. "Give it back." "You have no talent," Drusilla scoffed. Lady Tremaine was furious. "You can't be trusted, Cinderella. You are forbidden from being anywhere near a salon tomorrow. I want you to be outdoors gathering firewood." "But I've already collected enough for the winter," I said. "Then you better gather enough for 2 winters. When Corinne arrived at the salon the next day, she missed Cinderella. "You can't sing," sang Drusilla and Anastasia. When it was Corinne's time to audition for Madame Devoe, she opened her mouth to sing, but nothing came out. In the meantime, Cinderella's friends had been working with her since dawn to collect the firewood. As soon as they finished, Cinderella ran inside, hoping to be in time for the audition. She arrived just as Drusilla and Anastasia were warbling their way through an off-key duet. It was dreadful. Madame Devoe headed for her carriage. She hadn't found anyone who could be her student. Corinne told Anastasia what had happened. "It's not that late," I said. "If you believe in yourself, you can do anything." Corinne gave me a big hug. "I think I'm ready to sing now." Cinderella called out upon the opera star, "Madame Devoe, if you please, Corinne would like to sing for you." Corinne stood right in front of Madame Devoe and sang in a voice that was as sweet as a songbird's. I predict Corinne will have a great future one day. Everyone applauded except Drusilla and Anastasia. That night, Gus and Jacques brought me a surprise. "The flute," I gasped. "Thank you so much." I was promised that I would practice, and as much as possible, I could play a song with one of my friends. Back at the theater, I hugged Corinne after the show. "Your voice is as sweet as ever," I said. "You have the whole audience under your spell." "Thank you," Corinne said. "I couldn't have done it without you, Princess." Suddenly, a young performer ran up to Corinne. "I did it," she said. "I sang out loud." "I heard you," said Corinne. "Your voice is as sweet as a songbird." I couldn't help but smile. Oh, I just love that story, don't you all? You know, this is my favorite story, and I'm sure if you go to the library, you'll find one just as special to you as this one is to me. The library is such a wonderful place with so many stories and memories, and I hope you find one that sticks with you just as much as this one did for me. I hope you all had a wonderful day reading with me, and I wish you all the best day. Have a wonderful day, everyone.
Why, hello, my dears. My name is Princess Aurora, and I'm just so excited because one of my favorite things to do, next to exploring the forest, of course, is reading stories to some of my very best friends. I hope today you'll enjoy this story and let me consider you one of my closest friends. One of the ones I'm reading today is actually a story that happened to me not so long ago. It's called Aurora in the Diamond Crown. In fact, I'm wearing it today. Are you ready? One sunny morning, Aurora woke up in the most cheerful of moods. It was her 17th birthday, and she couldn't wait to see what wonderful surprises were in store. Luckily, she didn't have to wait long. "Happy birthday, darling," said the Queen. Aurora smiled at her mother. She noticed the Queen was wearing an unusual crown. Gleaming at its center was a large, pink, heart-shaped diamond surrounded by tiny, sparkling diamonds. "Mother," she cried, "what a beautiful crown! Is that new?" "Actually," replied the Queen, "it's quite old, and it's the reason that I've come to you so early on this very special day." The Queen took Aurora by the hand and led her through the castle to the great portrait hall. It was filled with paintings, each of a young princess wearing a crown just like the one the Queen was wearing. "Why, Mother," exclaimed Aurora, pointing to the nearest portrait, "is that you?" "Indeed it is," replied the Queen. "It was painted on my 17th birthday. You see, Aurora, it's a tradition in our kingdom that a princess's 17th birthday, this crown is to be passed down to her and worn until the day she herself becomes queen." "Oh, Mother," Aurora gasped, "is that crown truly to be mine?" "Well," her mother said with a smile, "I certainly hope so. But, according to tradition, you must first earn it." "How?" asked Aurora. "By answering 3 riddles," her mother explained. Just then, the 3 good fairies, Flora, Fauna, and Merryweather, flew in. "Happy birthday, Princess," said Merryweather. "We're here to give you your clues." "Yes, happy birthday," Flora and Fauna added. Then the Queen kissed Aurora. "Think hard, my dear, and good luck." With a wave of their magic wands, the fairies transported themselves in a Rory out to the castle grounds. Then Flora stepped up and recited the first riddle. "To the eyes, it's a treat. To the nose, a delight. But beware, to the hand, it can be quite a fright. Though few think to taste it, its sweetness still shows. To this first riddle, the answer's a..." Said Aurora when Flora was done. "Oh, I know," said Merryweather. "Of course you know," scolded Fauna. "It's Aurora who has to guess. Do you know what the answer is?" "Let's see," said Aurora. "To the eye, it's a treat, so it's pretty. To the nose, a delight, so it smells good. To the hand, quite a fright, so it must hurt, like a thorn on a rose. That's it, isn't it?" And she hurried off to the garden, where she picked the biggest rose she could find. "Very good," exclaimed Flora. "And now for the second riddle. Some plant it, some steal it, some blow it away. Some even do it several times in a day. Some who are shy might blush getting this, on their hand or their cheek. Can you guess? It's a..." "Well," said Aurora, thinking, "if some plant it, it might be another flower. A dandelion, perhaps. You can get on your hand or your cheek." She wondered aloud as she gazed into the garden pool. "I know," cried Aurora. Suddenly, "it's a kiss, isn't it?" "Of course it is." "You're figuring out the answers more quickly than any princess yet," said Flora. "Now it's my turn," exclaimed Merryweather. "Are you ready, Aurora?" "I think so," she replied. "Ahem," Merryweather cleared her throat. "What only gets stronger the longer it lives. What pays you back tenfold the more that you give. Some say it's blind, some say it's true. Some just say simply, I feel this for you." Merryweather giggled. Silly me, I almost said the answer. Well, let's see, said Aurora. It might be a tree that gets stronger the longer it lives. I suppose you could say that a tree is blind, but so are bats. Aurora thought and thought. She was still thinking when Prince Philip walked by, leading his horse, Samson. Happy birthday, my love, he called with a big smile. Instantly, Aurora knew the answer to the riddle. Do you know the answer yet? Well, I think you're about to find out if you don't. Happily, Aurora hurried up to her mother's sewing room. I've solved the riddle, she announced. She took the pink rose from her hair and handed it to her mother. Then Aurora gave her mother a kiss on the cheek. Very good, declared the queen. And the answer to the third riddle? That's when the fairies brought in Prince Philip. It's love, said Aurora. Of course. The queen took the crown from her head and proudly placed it on Aurora's. That very afternoon, Aurora had her portrait painted, just like all of the clever princesses who had come before her. In the evening, a grand birthday ball was held in Aurora's honor. Happy birthday, my darling, her mother told her, and may you have many, many more. Aurora smiled at her mother. It had been a wonderful birthday. I'm sure all of you clever little princes and princesses figured that one out all by yourself. Oh my goodness, friends. I know that we had such a fun time reading and playing with all of our friends today, but right now I want to talk about something a little more serious. You see, with all of the technology that we have at our fingertips nowadays, libraries need all the help they can get. So I hope you will be the hero of your library, especially Riverside Regional Library, and check out a book all the time. Read for yourself, read for everyone around you, and read for our libraries.
All you have to do is look inside your heart, and you will find that there's magic. Yeah, there's magic. You are magic.